for entertainment. I am just an artist. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But to the public eye, or in public domain, people think you're not just an artist. You are the CEO.
So I remember when Slap stepped down and said, "Yo, I've stepped down, and Bobby becomes
the CEO for XYZ."
CEO. Great, great.
The show called Macky2 Vibes on Prime TV. Excited on today's edition as we get to have our conversation with our today's guest, someone that I've been having conversation with for a while now on radio. I feel like this is like our first interview on TV.
Really?
Yeah. Most of the interviews that we've been doing on radio.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you doing, AMVCA Macky2 on Macky2 Vibes? How are you doing? How's everything going for you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
I feel blessed, man. I feel blessed.
Yeah. How's everything going for you so far this year, 2023, on your side?
Everything is going as planned. I think when I was younger, it was almost like live to fight another day, you know, that sort of thing, where you just wake up in the morning and you're pushing to just penetrate the market and also to just make sure that your relevance is maintained and so on and so forth. But I didn't really have like a clear plan of where I wanted to be like in 10 years or how I was going to get there. So that's the difference between like me 10 years ago and me now. Me now is like a very calculated person who just knows exactly where they want to go and how they're going to get there. So in terms of the plan, I think everything is falling in place.
Let's talk about the review for last year, 2022. You were up to so many things.
Yeah.
The unscripted reality TV show. Yeah. Congrats as well on the awards.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let's talk about those things. I know, and also your retirement, which a whole lot of people are talking about on social media right there as well. I mean, give us some information. Is this something that you knew, saying, if I do this, people are still going to talk? Is it something that you planned, or is it something that you were looking forward, maybe when we were in 2021 to 2022, you say, this is what I want to work on this year, maybe 2022?
I think life is about balance. So I was talking about plans and having like long-term goals and coming up with a strategy and stuff like that. That's one half. The other half is, I think you should be able to trust your intuition, your guts. You know what I mean? You should just be able to feel like, oh, I think I should do this right now. And with a lot of creative work, it's like that. When making the music itself, you have to consult your emotions. Yeah. The best music is made when you're inspired or when you're talking about things that you really went through. So it's the same thing with you deciding what you're going to do at a particular time. Sometimes if you didn't, so I think the best that I can do is ABCD. So even as you draft like a long-term plan, a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, I think along the way things are not the same. The dynamics change, so you need to keep adjusting your plan. Even if it's leading towards a certain goal, but the approach and what you're going to need to do to get there might change, you know what I mean? Sometimes market requirements change. So I knew what I wanted to do, and retirement was one of those things.
Was it all about like, show business? You retiring?
No.
Was it something that you felt like I need to do this?
Maybe yes and no. So first of all, let me just get this out of the way quickly so that we don't keep going back and forth. I've never been one to do publicity stunts. Even when like me and Slap were going through all that whatever, or me putting out a song after the election backlash, or me, it was really like, oh, this is how I feel right now. And for me to really make great music, I have to go with how I feel right now. If I pour these emotions into the music, it will probably be exceptional music, as opposed to if I was just thinking like, you know what, let me sing a song about being a billionaire when I'm not a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like now I have to go and research on how billionaires would say stuff. So I think the best music is made when you're honest. So I really felt like I've been everywhere in this country. I've done everything possible. I've achieved the highest level of success in this country. And yeah, I just felt like I was going to be more of use if I was in the background. Because whether you like it or not, Zambian music has got some sort of ceiling. Like, oh, when an artist gets to the top, this is it. And for them to go beyond this point, the whole industry has to change. The whole landscape of the industry has to change. If that doesn't change, there's no way the artist is going to go beyond. We've had a lot of amazing artists in the industry. Danny, Exile, like so many people. But you've noticed that the ones that have achieved some sort of international success are the ones who are either being managed by, let's say, Zone Farm Watch, that channel or music, or managed by some guy called Ike in don't know if it's Nigeria or
Taurus
whatever.
Music.
Okay, Sampa is doing amazing, managed by, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of structure that becomes the backbone of the industry. You know, good music is just not enough. It's not going to cut it. If we're ever going to go and compete internationally, there are certain things that we have to put in order here. Structure before we even start. Otherwise, you are going to make music with big international celebrities and the music is not going to go anywhere. I know a lot of Zambian artists who've done collaborations, me inclusive. I've done music with AKA, I've done music with Harmonize. I know a Zambian artist who's done a song with Kerry Hilson. I know people have done songs with Fali Ipupa, Pato Ranking. They're like, the list is endless. But you know why the music doesn't necessarily cross over? Because that feature is not the one that's going to save your career or take us into. No. We have enough music. We don't need anyone to jump on our sound. But what we need is a structure here that enables you to compete.
Who do you think should create the same structure?
That's why I retired. That's why I retired, so that I could help create this structure that puts us in a position to compete. Because really, like, this is what I think. I think our music is good enough. To some extent, we're even crossing over without those same structures. I know, like, a lot of Zambian music is big in Malawi. I've seen people like Mampi, Pompi, Macky2 sell in, like, big venues in East Africa and stuff like that. So, in terms of the music itself, the music is good enough. But like I said, we need to put our house in order first. So, part of that, and that's one of the reasons why I decided, you know what, I think I'd be of more use if I stepped back and just did this music thing. Every now and then you record a song, but really just focused my energy on doing a lot of background stuff, a lot of management structure stuff. Right now I'm working on a project called 10 of 10, where I picked one artist from each province to make 10 songs. So it's 10 artists from 10 provinces to make 10 songs. Tomorrow we are putting out the 9th song, and so far some of the songs have even been like really successful. Some of the songs are still on radio charts all over the country. Case in point, Cox with that Chisola song is still doing amazing things. Most of these songs are already the biggest songs in all these provinces. So even that is just like, oh, so if we are really going to conquer the world, let's first of all start by equalizing the industry. There's no way that you can have an industry where it's just people from the Copper Belt and Lusaka who are 90% of the content that's on radio and TV. You know what I mean? Let's try and give opportunities to people from all over the country get as much diverse sound as possible, even before we start talking.
Let's talk about the record label, Olijaba, KMP. Also the tenor, there's something that you're talking about right there about the new artists trying to work with them. There's so many things that Macky2 has been doing of late, and
those are just the things that you know about.
Yeah, those are things that we know about, and there are other things that you also do in the background right there. But let's talk about, don't you feel like one of the things is going to maybe suffer, or the other is going to receive more attention? Let's talk about the Olijaba arts that you signed. Do you have a plan?
PMC, with your wake up your UA. You just started, I don't know if it's an agency or a label.
Yeah.
But even you, where you are, you know that I'm not going to manage. So there are a bunch of other people that are involved, isn't it?
Yes.
I met like 2 ladies at the launch who were telling me how they're involved in it and so on and so forth. So it's the same thing. I might just be the face, but in terms of how operations run, there are a lot of other people that are involved. For example, apart from like KMP and Olijaba Entertainment and this 10 of 10 project, there's also Alpha Entertainments, and there's also Good Life. There's like a bunch of other entities that coexist, and all these people have management. You know what I mean? Like, for example, at Alpha Entertainment, I am just an artist. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But to the public eye, or in public domain, people think you're not just an artist. You are the CEO.
So, I remember when Slap stepped down and said, yo, I've stepped down, and Bobby becomes
the CEO for XYZ.
CEO. Great. Great. Amazing. I don't have to do that. I don't have to come online or public and say, I have stepped. There are board meetings that are just supposed to be held, and sometimes the guy who's supposed to be CEO or studio manager or whatever doesn't necessarily even have to be a guy that's known or a guy that has a big name or a celebrity or an artist. No, just some guy who can do the job. You know what I mean? So in terms of just structure, for example, most artists don't even have lawyers. Most artists don't even have people who are going to handle their finances or filing their taxes and so on and so forth. You don't need artists to do those things. You just need to hire professionals who are going to do those things. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of structure. So it might look like I'm doing a million things, but in the actual sense, all those things have some sort of structure and they work. Even because we've put in certain structures.
Let's do a review on Your Map's event at Hero Stadium. We saw so many opinions on social media. You as Macky2 as well. Seeing Your Map's filling up that Hero Stadium. I know people will still say, no, he didn't fill up the Hero Stadium. But to you, what does that mean?
So first of all, maybe it's just me, but because I'm naturally optimistic and I'm naturally the guy who looks at the positive side of everything. Even it's a gift and a curse, you know what I mean? But I really try by all means to look at the good in almost everyone and almost every situation. In this case, obviously, yeah, a couple of people lost phones, security was had hiccups there, the VIP was, you know, just non-existent at some point. Like, there were so many things that you can look at if you want to criticize or point at flaws. But do you know, like, that is nothing compared to the amazing things that happened that night? There are so many amazing things that happened that night that it just completely blows the negativity out of the water. It's just, it outweighs all that, whatever bad thing you can think of, it just outweighs it by so much that we shouldn't even be sitting here talking about, first of all, just the audacity of an artist saying, you know what, I'm going for that, I don't know if it's 60,000 people capacity venue. That's where I'm going to do my album. Just the audacity the artist just thinking of it. That is amazing. You've seen like the last few years, people do this to Mamini media launches at Fox and Hound or at, just take a 100 people venue. But for someone to say 60,000, I'm going for that thing, just the thought of it just shows you where we are as Zambian music and how far we've come and the growth. You know what I mean? And all those artists coming together and just supporting this guy. Yeah, that was just amazing to see the commitment of the bands, the commitment of the artists, all the managers that manage all these different artists coming together and saying like, you know what, we should do this like that. You know what, we should do this like that. Even just for someone who, like Ringman, Soundwave, who provides like sound stage and lighting, that was like a huge statement because now you're showing people that, you know what, Stanbic musician, they shouldn't hire some guy from Joburg to come and do sounds. You know what I mean? Like we have people who are doing these amazing things. Your Maps did a whole live band set that was just amazing. He did a tribute to Lily T, PJ, and I'm like, the whole night was just amazing. And fans came through, regardless all that rhetoric that was set where people were saying, but people still came through, like tens of thousands of people, you know what I mean? That was just amazing to see. I don't even... because really that's like a door that has been opened where like the next artist who would be like, yo, I'm going to Hero Stadium, it won't sound as absurd, you know what I mean? It will just be like, you know what, this is possible. That was like the beginning. Someone told me this just yesterday about how PK had to sing Common Man for twice to sing Tomato Varunda, or for a Pilato to come and sing Woofy. You know what I mean? Like they had to be people who made it easier for the next guy. Otherwise, if the first guy always has it the hardest, you know what I mean? So all these challenges that seem to have been there, it's only because this is like the first of its kind. It'll get easier and it'll get better.
Is it an album launch when someone has already dropped an album and people have it and they launch it later? This is just something that I came across on social media because I saw a conversation, a dialogue that was going on saying, how was it that Your Maps said he was launching an album when we already had an album and we already knew the song? So from an artist's point of view, if Macky2 was to drop an album, this is what was going on Twitter. And people are talking about it. I would like to hear your perspective. Your perspective. No, because it's about a review.
Okay, so for real though.
These are questions that people were asking. So we're just trying to find out what people were trying to find out, saying if Macky2 was to drop Dimopondo album launch.
So first of all, the album release is something completely. If it was like, oh, this is the album release, and then he performs songs that people have heard before, then that's something completely different. That's why we have like an album release party where people are listening to the music for the first time, and then you have the launch when people have consumed the music, they can sing along to the music. No one wants to come to a gig and they are just not even able to dance to any music because the music is so new. No. Every launch, every major album, right now, Chef is on tour right now doing the one. You know when the album came out?
Yeah.
5 months ago now. You know what I mean? So that's what's supposed to happen. The music needs to sink in before you do a launch so that people can come and sing along and enjoy the music. So even just like all these venues and clubs and whatever, sometimes they'll do like Abe Sulafe. People come through, what, and then they do like, oh, the official opening is this, you know.
Facebook.
So it's the same thing with album launches. The album
I thought it was my phone. I was just checking.
A month can go by before you do the launch.
Let's talk about maybe now, before you were coming in, I asked too many questions coming from people, perspective on social media. Someone has been telling me, saying, I know you explained this a bit about your retirement and other things, but there are people that are just diehard Macky2 fans, and they're still asking questions saying, is it that going to be like your retirement right now? I know you have so many things that are going on. It's going to affect on how your work ethic has always been. Because I've been seeing people, when you drop a song, people say, we thought this artist is retired. So why is he still dropping songs? I know you've said 1 or 2 songs are going to be dropping. But there are also those diehard fans who just want to say, no, there's always those type of people that want to see your work ethic. We know that there's always a work ethic in a year. There's so many songs that are coming out. What do you have to tell them? Because they love what you've been doing. Do you expect more music after, like the usual music that we've been expecting from you?
So first of all, I'm retired, so I'm not actively making music the way I used to. So let's just get that out of the way. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. Secondly, artists always do this thing where umuntu of mishe urimbo last week I just dropped, you know what I mean? Even up to now, right now I've got a song that's like doing pretty well, Mutima Wanga, and people still meet me and be like, so when is the next one coming up? Like, listen to that one. So anyway, in the last 2 months, maybe 1.5 months, we have released 8 videos. 8 videos. So if that's not like hard work, then I don't know. You know what I mean? Like 8 videos. So we've put out this 10 of 10 project. We've put out 1 video every week. The last 8 weeks, 1 video every week. And that's, we shoot, we edit, what, we put it out. We shoot, we consistently, 8 weeks.
What next are we expecting? What other things are we also looking forward from you this year, 2023?
So we might bring back season 2 of King Booga, and of course we see more work from the Olijaba artists, especially Frank Roy is about to do a proper rollout, like at least 2-3 songs before the EP drops. Yeah, so that's something we should really look out for. But yeah, after winning that international award for the King Booga reality TV show, I think we're looking to maybe even just do another season 2. I think those are 2 main things that you should look out for. But again, like I said, we're working day in and day out, just trying to create some sort of system for the industry. I won't dive too much into that, but I just feel like if an artist, for example, me, I've got 1 million people on Facebook. If an artist is not able to make money when they have like 1 million people following them, then the problem is really, why are you trying to find other funds from elsewhere if you can't even utilize the ones that are already invested, the ones that are already listening to your music? Nowadays, if a big artist drops a song, within just weeks it gets to 1 million views. So it means people are watching, people are engaged. So we need to find a way of monetizing that same audience. So that's part of the stuff that we're working on behind the scenes, creating systems that enable the artists to make money off their music, not just events and so on and so forth. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, it was great having a conversation with you, Mr. Loach, right here. And we look forward to more.
Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody that's been down with me from day one, everybody that's been supporting us. I've been in the industry for 20 years now. I think the first time I ever went into a studio was 2002 to record a song. So that's 20 years strong. and I still have a banger. My album last year was album of the year, you know what I mean? I'm still doing amazing things, and that's all because I have loyal fans who really support what we're doing. So I never take that for granted. Thank you so much.
Before I let you go, I want you to give your honest advice to a new artist that is watching this show. They look up to you. I want you to be realistic about it. Like, tell them what they should expect and the best way to work on their dream.
There are a couple of things. I think the first thing is that when people tell you to be patient or to understand that it's not going to happen overnight, that you have to be consistent and persistent, and you have to believe that it's going to happen for you. I think a lot of people know that already by now. You've been taught that a million times. So maybe the emphasis is do your part. It's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So do the hard work, do your part, so that when that time comes where now is your time, you have like a catalog of bangers. And I think that's what's happened to a lot of these artists like Yo Maps and so on and so forth. Is by the time they're making one hit song, then you realize that, you know what, it's not a one hit wonder, it also has this and this and this and this and this and this. So yeah, keep working, and Ishtanga Africa, you'll be in a better position if you've worked on your craft and your dream.
Back next week, same time, same place on Yacht Vibes. It's been an amazing edition right here. And yeah, we count down to more conversations on Main Prime TV.